Alright, another delivery showed up and was not expecting anything today. And this seems altogether too big for anything I'm expecting, so we'll find out what's actually in here. Could be one of these cases where they put two little tiny items in a big ass box, and that might be the case. I will be... Okay, so there is... Well, this will get the kid happy, a whole bunch of butcher's paper. Not really packed very well, but I guess that's not what we were after. What have we got here? We have... Oh, they gave me a freebie. Alright. So I ordered a couple of things from Victorinox. So they give me a free pen for it. And they gave me the free driver bit. That's what I asked for, was that. Why did they give me another pen? That's not quite what I ordered. I ordered two different driver bits. They gave me the wrong part number. Anyway, we do have two Victorinox things. Anyway, I'm going to go over it and see what the order was, and we'll talk to them later. But anyway, useful stuff. Well, had a postie shop first thing in the morning, and just about threw this at the door, but I met him there and made sure that I caught it. This is some more stuff from China. Some different bits and bobs here. So there's a USB cable that's stretchy in the middle. Probably don't need much explanation on that. Mystery packet, and this thing, oh, nearly put my hand on a blade there. This thing's the thing I want to look at mostly. This is one of these chargers, multi-function chargers. I'm hoping to take this overseas with me. Yeah, they gave us a European plug, but I have figure 8 leads around. They didn't have an Australian option. It happens. And this is apparently a multi-function charger that does like power delivery, quick charge, and a whole bunch of other things, and wireless charging. We will probably go over this in another video. What else have we got? We'll pause for a moment. Alright, and we'll reopen this. Distractions abound some mornings. What is this? I have forgotten half of the things that were supposed to be in here. Let's have a look. Ah, these are comb picks by the looks. So these thingies are designed, they're a lock pick, and there are a lot of locks that are susceptible to just pushing the pins up past the shear line. So that's what these are for, and they're like turners and stuff. They were cheap, and I needed to pick 3 items to get a discount, so I did it. This thingy is sealed up way better than I would have expected for a $2 item. Let's see if I can... This is why my desk has so many cuts in it, because we cut things like this. There we go. This is supposed to be a little cigarette lighter of some kind. Now, I was hoping these had an internal battery. Apparently they don't. Why am I going to bother peeling that back? But yeah, this is basically just a little power control board. You plug it into a USB-C thing on a phone or something like that, and it creates a little hot element there. A little bit like the old vehicle cigarette lighters that are falling out of living memory now. This lead I will try later. Once I find a figure 8 lead, we'll try that out. Anyway, we'll see what else shows up. Right, quick rummage in the shed. Found myself an Aussie, or yeah, whatever that lead is. I forget the name for that. Anyway, figure 8 connector. Alright, let's see if the new purchase goes bang the second we plug it in. No, it hasn't popped straight away. Alright, so this gives you a whole bunch of different options in terms of how the current is read. It goes through all the different ports here to monitor on screen one at a time, or you can monitor everything all at once. We'll play with this, and if you're interested, leave a comment and we'll do a whole video on it. Now, addendum, it does do fast charging. It's plugged into a phone here, and yeah, we're getting 1.8 amp, 1.9 amps, but it's doing it at 9 volts. So the maths adds up to about 17 watts. Still, better than what I expected. We'll check the wireless charging later. Right, I was about to pull this thing apart because it didn't work, but apparently the little tiny manual has one valuable piece of information. You have to blow on it, and then it'll ignite. That's pretty cool. Now we can burn the manual with it. Alright. Okay, so I plugged this into a whole bunch of things simultaneously, and yeah, it will do fast charge on 2 devices at once, as well as wireless charging. I've got a dozen other things plugged into it, Seems to be handling it okay. It's about probably 40 degrees on the top at the moment, so it does get a little bit warm, but it so far hasn't let the magic smoke out, and it'll probably do what we're after. I'm pretty surprised that something like this actually does what it says. Alright, another delivery here. This I think is a Jeep part. I haven't looked at this. Where's my little blade up here? I was asleep when this one showed up, so I'm dropping stuff everywhere. Also the great time to cut yourself with a knife. Make sure you're awake and responsible when you use a knife, guys. Let's see. This is a thermostat housing. Hopefully this is the thermostat and not just the housing. Let's get into this. Take a moment to focus what I'm doing. With multiple sclerosis, you can be a little bit shaky after you wake up, and dexterity may be a little bit affected, so we'll just make sure we don't cut ourselves. Alright, let's see if this includes the thermostat. Does look like it's a thing. With the Jeep Cherokee Laredo that we have, changing just the thermostat is a bit of an issue. Although looking at this, the thermostat is included in the housing. I think we could push that down, twist sideways and remove it. But I think I'm happier just in changing the entire housing. We do have some problems with it, which I think is a thermostat that's stuck open. That appears to be a bleed nipple. I'm definitely tired. Okay, so that looks pretty good. And that is an aluminium one, I believe. Yep. I think the existing one is plastic, so it'd be nice to put a metal part on there. There is a brand new gasket. There's a seal on there. That all looks pretty good. The spring is quite firm. And this one's an 88 degrees Celsius one. One of the reasons this is important is it's a diesel vehicle and it's not getting up to temperature, and the DPF blocks up. So, plus it's having some cold start issues over winter. So yeah, hopefully this solves some of that. Alright, another delivery from Sheldon and Hammond, which I know that name because they are the Australian distributors for Victronox stuff. And they're the ones they make good tools as well. But you contact these guys for warranties and parts for Victronox things. Let's see if we can get this open. Now they sent me some stuff the other day that I'd ordered, and they sent me the wrong things. That's all that's in there, I believe. There is yeah, so they sent me one of the screwdriver bits that I needed, and then a pen insert that I didn't need but was still useful. So on this one, what I had managed to do over the years is actually chew out one of the Torx bits on these. Now, these are about $10 a pop for these, but they have a little ball detent in the side. These are a 4mm thing, and yeah, literally the one that I use the most is this one, and yeah, it's had a hard life. So this one can go in here now. The other one I replaced was this. Now the Phillips head one has had a pretty good life. Didn't really need a spare one of them. And then there is also this one that stays in here all the time too, the large and the small Phillips. They're in pretty good condition. But that's all good. And yeah, what they sent me that I didn't pay for was that. So I've got a spare pen. So that is always handy. But now I've got the proper tools on this. Sounds like my cup of tea's ready. I'm going to go enjoy that. Okay, so I've been to see Fat Ninja again, and he handed me a sealed in box Kogan Atlas Mini PC, the E300S. He has two of these, and yeah, just flat out gave me one. So let's open this up, see what it's like. I had to play with the other one for him and helped him update it. Apparently these things have they have an NVMe slot and they have a SATA port in them, as well as the onboard stuff. Let's have a look. Let's slide out this way. Oh, okay, so there is the bracket for the extra drive in there. There is a what looks to be a 12-volt supply in here. This is 12-volt 2 amp. Ooh, that might be good. That might go in my ambulance. And then this other little bracket. the warranty stuff. So let's see what actual specs are in these. I know the RAM is not upgradable. So these have, it's an Apollo Lake J3455. Has Windows 10, 4 gig of DDR3, 64 gig eMMC. It has micro SD will handle up, a micro SD slot will handle up to 128 gig. It's got Wi-Fi, 2.4G and 5 GHz and Bluetooth 4, gigabit LAN, USB 3, USB 2, USB Type-C, an audio jack. It's got a VGA on there as well, I think. All sorts of stuff. So let's have a look at the actual unit. This will be interesting. This is brand new. Yep, Intel inside. So we have VGA, HDMI, gigabit LAN, 2 USB 2 ports and an audio jack, DC in. We have 2 USB 3s on the front, an SD card reader and a USB-C. It's kind of nice. Now you can open these 4 screws, and there is a standard SATA port in there that'll take a 3.5 inch drive or a 2.5 inch. And then these little brackets go with it. If you happen to peel the top off, which is not too hard with these things, and there's a couple of wires for the antennas on the top, but there's also an NVMe slot for an SSD in there. So actually all around not too bad a machine. So yeah, it's I keep getting mini PCs from this guy. These are kind of fun. But this being a 12 volt supply, I think this might be my new video machine for the ambulance. Anyway, thanks much for Fat Ninja. I'll see him again. He's a channel supporter and a channel member. We'll catch you later. Okay, and just a little tip. They don't meet the requirements for Windows 11. Interesting, but I guess we'll just use it with Windows 10 and see how we go. Right, another donation's just arrived, and this is my neighbour dropped this into me. He said something's wrong with it. He's not sure what it is, but it looks like a bit of fun to play with. Got a micro B port. We have a little BL5C battery. I think I've got a charger for them. Little lithium battery, and that's what the old Nokia phones used to use, was those BL5Cs. They've kind of become standardized. There's a power switch. Looks like there's a volume control. No SD card or anything. It's all just sort of built in. Oh, and there's a video output. So there's obviously, that's what that's for. AV out. Interesting stuff. I'll see if it fires up. Alright, so I just turned it on. It plays music, but nothing on the screen. I think we're going to get a screwdriver to it. Alright, a couple of packages arrived this morning. Let's see what's in these guys. Pretty sure I got a good idea what these are. I've been waiting on them. See if I can get these open. It is early in the morning and I am not awake. Thumb screws. These will be awesome. They'll be for that. Check them out in depth in a moment. What else is this? Couple of packages in here. Couple more things. What do we got? Some mystery black packages. You know what? I'm not going to preserve these packages. Let's just rip them open. Too much this morning. Okay, that is some. Oh, these are some little induction coil kits. They're like mini Tesla coils. And they create some magnetic induction, and you can put a neon near them and make them light up stuff. They're like $2 or something a kit. That'll be pretty cool. There's another one of them there. This is a stretchy USB-C lead. No real explanation needed for that. What was this thing? Oh, these are some USB adapters. Let's have a look. These are USB to USB-C. So if I take a USB-C to C cable with me, one of these is all I need to adapt it into a USB-A port. Well, let's see if these things fit my desk. Alright, I have a couple of temporary thumb screws on my desk panel here. Hopefully these guys are the right thread to fit in here. They appear that they will be. If we go all the way up, they can thread into the captive nuts in there. That's good. That makes removing these panels much easier. Alright, we'll see what else we get. And yeah, it'll be all interesting, I guess. Alright, a delivery has arrived, and this video will get used in both the video of the repair and also deliveries and donations. I'm being lazy. This is a laptop battery, and it looks like it is indeed the AC14B8K battery, which should go into a laptop that I've got. I got given from a channel member, Alan, also known as Fat Ninja. He gave me a laptop. The battery is knackered, but the laptop itself is free. So hopefully this fixes the laptop. Right, another delivery of bits and pieces. I had a critical shortage in my house of short light duty extension leads. Sometimes I need one of these to pull maybe 100 watts. And so yes, handy stuff. And I picked up a piggyback one. So yeah, good for small stuff, very cheap, also very light duty. There is a plug, or rather an inline socket. Some of you will know what I'm up to with that. Just, yeah, we'll keep it our secret. And I've got a heavy duty 5 meter lead as well. So this will be carrying, let's see, about 300 watts. So we should be all right. That's about it. I'm pretty sure everybody's seen an extension lead before. So we'll catch us in another video.